Good evening. This is Akashvani Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio led delegation meets Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Shah says centre is considering exemption of Christians and some tribal areas from 22nd Law Commission's exercise. Minister KG Kenye says ultimate status and structure of the new entity of ENPO's demand to be finalised by a tripartite agreement. Union Minister of Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat says whole country will be declared open defecation free in the next 5 years. And PHED Minister Jacob Zhimomi says state government is fully committed to successful completion of Jeevan mission and Swacch mission Gramin. Now the news in detail. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio led Nagaland government delegation comprising the entire cabinet, including the Speaker, 2 MPs and bureaucrats, yesterday met Union Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi and discussed implementation of the Uniform Civil Code UCC in Nagaland and the demand of Eastern Nagaland People's Organization. Nagaland government spokesperson and Minister KG Kenye in a press release today said the delegation apprised the Union Home Minister on the resentment and apprehensions surrounding the proposal for a UCC and the serious repercussions it would have, especially in the context of Nagaland. Kenye said the Rio-led delegation told Shah that Nagaland is a Christian-dominated state and Article 371A of the Constitution guarantees their religious practices against all central laws. He said the Union Home Minister assured the Nagaland government delegation that the centre is considering exemption of Christians and some tribal areas from 22nd Law Commission's exercise. Kenye said the assurance by Amit Shah came as a great relief as it will avert major upheavals. Minister and spokesperson of Nagaland government, KG Kenye said that negotiations on the demands of ENPO are on the verge of conclusion and stage for preparation of the concept is on the anvil. Kenye said the period will outline the roadmap defining the ultimate status and structure of the new entity. The minister said this in a press release issued after Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio led delegation met Union Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi. He said it will be tripartite and include the state government for all purposes and at every stage in the approach to find a detailed and final tripartite agreement. On Naga political dialogue and peace talk, the delegation requested the Union Minister to resolve and settle the issue at the earliest. Further, as requested by the state government for clearance of developmental works in the state, the Union Minister assured that all major proposals of the BTA government bending with the centre will be cleared very soon. Union Minister of Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, said that in the next 5 years, the whole country will be declared Open Defecation Free (ODF) and the ministry is working on it. He said this today in Guwahati while reviewing the progress of the Jeevan mission (JJM) and Swacch mission Gramin in northeastern states. Addressing media persons, the Union Minister said the country is moving towards complete sanitation facilities in every village. Shekhawat informed that from 2019 to date, the country achieved 40% ODF and Sikkim is the only 100% ODF plus state. Shekhawat said the northeastern states have made remarkable development in respect to the Jeevan mission. The Union Minister expected northeastern states to achieve 100% development under JJM by the end of 2024. Nagaland PHED and Cooperation Minister Jacob Zhimomi has said that state government is fully committed to the successful completion of Jeevan mission JJM and Swacch mission Gramin. In his address at a review meeting of JJM and SPM Gramin in northeastern states at Guwahati today, Zhimomi said Nagaland is now accelerating the JJM mission despite lack of trained manpower. He said presently 72.01% of the rural household have been provided with functional household tap connection. Zhimomi said the state has planned to saturate and provide water supply to the remaining households by December 2023. He said that the state has certified 225 out of the 472 Har Kar Jal reported villages, which is 47.67%. On SPMG Phase 2, Zhimomi said construction of individual household latrine (IHHL) are still being taken up. He said this year 1,256 IHHL have been completed out of projected 4,322 IHHL, and the rest will be done on priority. He said the state has till date declared 430 villages as ODF plus out of 1,425 villages. Zhimomi said the department has reached a stage where investment in both JJM and SPM Gramin will have to be handed over and owned by the community. This news comes to you from Akashvani, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News On Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. Union Home Ministry has launched a scheme for the expansion and modernization of fire services in the states with a total outlay of 5,000 crore rupees. The ministry said an amount of 500 crore rupees out of the total outlay has been kept for incentivizing the states based on the legal and infrastructure-based reforms. During a meeting with ministers of disaster management of the states and union territories in New Delhi last month, Home Minister Amit Shah announced the scheme. The central government has convened an all-party meeting on July 19 ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament. The session will commence on July 20 and will continue till August 11 in the old building. Earlier, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi urged all parties to contribute towards productive discussions on legislative business and other items during the monsoon session. In a tweet, Joshi said there will be a total of 17 sittings in this session lasting 23 days. The first IIT campus outside India will come up at Zanzibar in Tanzania, the Ministry of External Affairs said. A memorandum of understanding has been signed for the setting up of a campus of IIT Madras in Zanzibar. The agreement was signed last night in the presence of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Zanzibar's President Hussein Ali Mwinyi. The MEA said this campus is reflective of the long-standing friendship between India and Tanzania and a reminder of the focus India places on building people-to-people ties across Africa and the global south. It said the National Education Policy 2020 recommends that high-performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries. An interdepartmental group of the Reserve Bank of India has said that the increasing use of Indian rupee in invoicing and settlement of international trade, as well as in capital account transactions, will give the local currency international acceptance. The group was formed to examine the internationalization of rupee and frame a roadmap for the same. The report states that the internationalization of a currency is closely interlinked with the nation's economic progress, especially its prominence in global trade. The group has recommended enabling the rupee as an additional settlement currency in multilateral mechanisms such as the Asian Clearing Union. As part of India's G20 presidency, the fourth edition of the Space Economy Leaders meeting began in Bengaluru today. Addressing the delegates during the inaugural event, Union Minister Dr. Gajendra Singh said that Indian space programs benefits were extended to neighboring friendly countries, and as part of space sector reforms, the private partnership was encouraged in this sector. He said that due to this decision, 140 startups have come up by successfully contributing to the Indian space program. And in weather, state capital Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 23.9 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 18.4 degrees Celsius. A rainfall of 21.2 millimeter was recorded with a relative humidity of 88%. And now to the news, here are the main points again. Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio led delegation meets Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Shah says Centre is considering exemption of Christians and some tribal areas from 22nd Law Commission's exercise. Minister KG Kenye says ultimate status and structure of the new entity of ENPO's demand to be finalised by a tripartite agreement. Union Minister of Jal Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat says whole country will be declared open defecation free in the next 5 years. And PHED Minister Jacob Zhimomi says state government is fully committed to successful completion of Jal Jeevan mission and Swacch Bharat mission Gramin. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.